And a very good Friday morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Joe Benigno back with you again. The Ode of Pain podcast, Friday, October 10th, 2025. The Ode of Pain podcast. Of course. I got to move some stuff around here, so you got to bear with me. Of course. It's brought to you by the Hackensack Brewing Company. Don't ask me when we're doing another live podcast. I have no idea. By the Anita Discount Tire in beautiful Rivervale, New Jersey. By our good friends. You got to bear with me as I'm moving stuff around here because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. No, you don't have to do that. No, you don't have to do anything. My wife does it all anyway. By the Carolina Resort Vacation and the return of our good friends at Manscape. So,
thank God.
So you're right. Thank God Manscaped is back. My wife is. Nobody's happier than my wife about it. Anyway, be that as it may. Yes. Where were we? Oh, yes. So you're a Jet fan. Okay. You're lucky to be a fan of the worst organization in professional sports. And you're watching last night as the football giants stick it up the rear end of the defending champion Eagles, who, by the way, are a very unlikable team. Okay. Outside of Saquon Barkley, is there anybody on the Eagles that's likable? Is Jalen Hurts likable? Is that Jalen Carter? Is he likable? I mean, really, A.J. Brown, is he likable? Barkley is. Everybody else isn't on that team. So let me say that. So as a Jet fan, I love seeing the Giants stick it up the Eagles' ass last night. Now, with that said, okay, as they beat them 34-17, the sad part, though, is that the Giants now have gone way beyond the Jets. It's not even close. Now, you knew, if you have been paying attention for the last 50-plus years, you knew that the Giants were going to get good before the Jets did. And the Jets may never be good again, but you knew the Giants would. And you look at this game last night and you say, they got an exciting young quarterback in Jackson Dart, who's now 2-1 as a starter. They got an exciting running back in Cam Scatterboo, who scores 3 touchdowns in the game last night. They got an outstanding defensive line. We're really one of the best in the NFL with Dexter Carter and Jalen and Dexter Lawrence, Dexter Carter. Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, and Thibodeau. They got a terrific defensive line there. They got a defense that actually takes the ball away. We saw that big interception last night of Hurts late in the game. I mean, we can go on and on. I don't know how good the coach is. I don't know the answer to that. We'll see. That remains to be seen how good Dable is. But he's certainly on the upswing now with this young quarterback. And they got a much better owner. Now, I know Mara's had his issues over the years. But, Mara cares about his fan base. Let's be honest about this. You could say whatever you want about John Mara, Bob Tisch, whoever. They care about their fan base. And I don't know if that's the case with Woody Johnson. So, yeah, I'm sure a lot of, I know Joey T's all upset. Joey, Joey, he's upset about everything. Everything bothers him. I told Joey he really needs to start reading. If you are a big-time Jet fan and a Met fan as well, and you're disgusted because the Giants are better, the Yankees are better, even though the Yankees got eliminated now by Toronto, who, let's be honest, was the much better team this year. I mean, Toronto owned the Yankees. What they beat them? 8 out of 9, 9 out of 10, whatever it was in Toronto. They owned them. And they were the better team, and I could see Toronto going on and winning the World Series. We'll see. That remains to be seen. We still don't know who they're going to play. I guess today is Game 5 between Seattle and the Tigers in Seattle. I kind of want to see the Tigers win. I really do. Because because the Tigers are an old-time team. For me, who's an old-time guy who started watching sports in 1960, 61, when there was only really 16 teams in Major League Baseball, and you had you went right to the World Series. If you won, after 162 games, if you were in first place, you went to the World Series. That's just how it was. Now, you got to go through the wild card round. You got to go through the division series. You got to go through the LCA. I mean, oh my God. I mean, really. It's ridiculous. It really is. And it's all about money, and sports is all about money, and that's all that really matters at this point in time, which is very sad. And I know I'm rambling on, but, whatever. But really, is anybody really surprised that the Yankees are better than the Mets and that the Giants are better than the Jets? I mean, seriously, is anybody, if you are a fan of the Jets and the Mets, are you surprised by this? I know it bothers you, but are you really, is this something that surprises you? That the Giants look like they got an exciting young team now, and, our football team is stuck in the mud as always with a horrific owner. Even though I like Woody on things that have nothing to do with football, he's a horrific freaking owner. We got a retread quarterback who's on his third team at 26 years old already, who's not used right to begin with. Where's all the run-pass options with Justin Fields? You're watching Jackson Dart run all over the field last night. They got design runs for the guy. Where is that for Justin Fields? Where is it? Right? This is what this guy does best. Where is it? Right? It's unbelievable. The Jet defense stinks. They got the most overrated player in football in Sauce Gardner. Is there really anybody more overrated than him? He's terrible. I mean, we just go on and on and on, right? We got one big-time player in Garrett Wilson. I mean, that's it. That's what we got. We got a coach that looks like he's completely lost in Aaron Glenn. He has no idea what the hell he's doing. And he may be, my wife's going to got the hiccups as own. And why that happened, let me just say this too. Is there any 70-year-old out there that gets the hiccups? I mean, is there anybody over the age of maybe 29 that gets the hiccups on a regular basis? My wife gets the hiccups all the time. It's just unbelievable.
I'm young at heart.
Yeah, well, you are young at heart, and you're still very hot too. But anyway, be that as it may. Well, I'm lost here. We're ripping the Jets. What a surprise! As the Jets go off to London, tally ho for the game in London. I mean, really, why are we playing games in London? Seriously, why is the NFL playing games in London and Germany and Ireland? It's unbelievable. What's next? Beijing? Really? Is that next? Maybe Gaza, now that maybe things are getting straightened out in the Middle East. Maybe Gaza. Who knows? Who knows where it's going to be? Maybe they're going to play. You saw the Knicks play preseason games in Abu Dhabi. Maybe that's where the next NFL game is going to be. Maybe they probably got a big soccer stadium there somewhere, right? Abu Dhabi, Dubai, somewhere like that. Why are we playing football games in Europe or in Mexico or in Brazil? Anybody explain that to me? Well, we know the answer. It's about money, right? Because let's be honest. Let's be honest about this too. And I'm really, and we know this. Roger Goodell doesn't really care about the American football fan, does he? Right? Let's be real. And I don't want to get into it any more than that. You know where I'm going, but I'm going to leave it there. But Roger Goodell could care less about guys like me and guys like all the big, guys that have been NFL fans for 100 years. He basically gives us the middle finger. That's what he does, But it's a joke. All these other countries that could care less. Who the hell? What do we need football in London for? Why do we need football in Brazil? I mean, come on. It's really a disgrace. But anyway, so if you're a Giant fan today, you got to be pretty happy. It looks like you got an exciting young quarterback. You got an exciting young football team. And they're not going to win. Look, they're 2-4, the Giants are in that stage where, they knock off the defending champion Eagles and they lose to the lousy New Orleans Saints. I mean, that's kind of where they are, and they're going to be a better team and you're going to see improvement. And I thought they're going to be a playoff team this year, but they're on their way. They're in the right direction. The Giants are in the right direction and the Jets continue to be completely stuck in the goddamn mud. That's it. That's the story. That's the story. Like I said, with really no quarterback, with a head coach that's completely lost, just 5 games into his head coaching career, with an owner who stinks. I mean, we go on and on. They don't even have to, and of course, they don't play in their own stadium. They play in the stadium that really is, even though it's MetLife Stadium, really the Giants Stadium, without a doubt. That's what it is. And the only thing we really have to look forward to as Jet fans is the quarterback who we're going to draft next year in the first round. Because we may get the number 1 pick in the draft. The Jets may have their pick of all the quarterbacks coming out. And who was it that said to me yesterday? Was it Kenny? I couldn't believe this. Kenny Scarabaggio, who I have great respect for, okay? Kenny right now, I don't know what he's doing. Who knows what he's doing? But anyway, Kenny's always doing something. Let's put it that way. Kenny actually said to me, if you get the number one pick, would you trade it for like a boatload of draft picks? I said, no freaking way. We got to get a quarterback. What boatload of? We need a goddamn quarterback here. We're going to have our chance to pick any of the quarterbacks probably coming out of college because we're going to be in the top 3 picks in the draft. There's no way the Jets are not going to be in the top 3 in the draft next year. No way. No way. They may not win a game. I don't know. We got to get a quarterback. That's it. There's no gray area here. No. We're not doing some kind of Herschel Walker trade. We need a freaking quarterback. Justin Fields is not the answer. Okay, he's not the answer. He'll be gone. You give him a 2-year deal. He'll be gone again. Maybe he'll be gone after this year. I don't know. I'm disgusted. They play in London. It's crazy. I actually give them somewhat of a shot in this game. I think they'll be competitive because at least you get the Broncos coming off a big win last week over the Eagles. Maybe that's going to be a little bit of a letdown for them. I don't know, but it is depressing if you're a Jet fan and you're watching the Giants, who are now light years ahead of where the Jets are. Light years ahead. A young, exciting team with a young, exciting quarterback. And the Jets are basically stuck in the mud, nowhere as usual. It's unbelievable. It really is. There's no other way to say it. Sometimes, I wish I really never, ever got involved in sports. And I wonder, why the hell did I pick the teams I picked? What made me do this? What made me in 1962, instead of, being a Yankee fan, because the Yankees were the only team in town at the time, instead of being a Yankee fan, when I got into the whole Maris Mantle 61 in 1961 and all of that, that's the first real memory that I had. And I liked Roger Maris because nobody else liked him, because they were pissing on him too. They didn't want to see him break Babe Ruth's record. But whatever. So 1962, I'm 9 years old, and this is my team now. I'm going to root for this new team that's in New York, the New York Mets. What a mistake that was. What a mistake. The Mets are going on 40 years now without a world championship. It'll be 40 years next year without winning a world championship for the New York Mets. And is there really any in sight? Is there really? So, we'll see. Are they going to sign Pete? They're going to sign Diaz? What are they going to do? We still got this jerk, Stearns, Mr. I'm smarter than everybody, Stearns, as the GM. What a disgrace he is. But anyway, but he's smarter than everybody, as we know. And then in 3 years later, I made another dumb mistake. My father, God bless my father, may he rest in peace. Thank God. I mean, he was just, I can't say enough great things about my father. He had his issues, but, unfortunately, he died very young. And being a prisoner of war in World War II didn't help him. But nevertheless, he's the guy that got me into Joe Namath. I mean, watching, I believe it was the Orange Bowl in 1964 and New Year's 1965. And I'm watching him against Texas, and you got to see this young guy, the white shoes and all of this. And I'm like, I like this guy Namath. And then when he winds up coming to New York as a member of the New York Jets, in the AFL at the time, I'm like, oh, my God, he's going to be right here. This is my guy. What a brilliant move that was, huh? You talk about dumb decisions. There's probably only one other decision I made that was dumber, and, you can figure it out if you know me. I'm not going to go crazy on that now. But, if you don't know, I'll tell you, it was marrying my first wife. That was a great decision. But nevertheless. But seriously, so I made that decision. Of course, I became a Knick fan in 1962, Ranger fan as well. And that hasn't exactly worked out great either, as we know. And everybody's going gaga. I know I'm all over the place today, but who cares? Everybody's going gaga about that. Oh, the Knicks. The Knicks are not winning the NBA title. I'm just going to tell you right now. And the season hasn't even started yet. The Knicks will not. I am making this prediction right now. And all the Knicks fans out there, they're going gaga. Whoa. The Knicks are one of 5 teams picked to win the championship. Everybody's picking the Thunder to win again. But the Knicks won't win the title. The Knicks will win 50-something games, right? Maybe they'll have the best record in the East, with the injury to Tatum in Boston, the injury to Halliburton in Indiana. Maybe they will. But what will eventually happen is somewhere along the line in the playoffs, the Knicks will lose a brutal game, probably at home. Memories of Charles Smith, memories of Reggie Miller. Now we got memories of Tyrese Halliburton, right? Now we got that wonderful memory. So at some point, the Knicks will lose memories of Michael Jordan. How can I forget? At somewhere, the Knicks will lose a brutal playoff game at home and wind up not winning the series, whatever it is. Maybe it'll be the conference finals, like last year. Maybe it'll be the second round. Maybe they'll even, dare I say, get to the NBA finals. Maybe they will. Who knows? Probably not, but, we'll see. But just understand this, Knicks fans, as you're getting gaga and, the Knicks will win. They won 58 games, whatever they did. This is a franchise that has specialized in brutal playoff defeats. So just temper your enthusiasm. And remember, the Knicks have not won a championship since 1973. Most of the people that are listening to this podcast probably not even born at that point. So just keep that in mind. As you're getting all pumped up, and you're watching all the celebrities sitting on Celebrity Row, and you're getting all excited. Just relax yourself, okay? Just calm down. And as far as the Rangers, they actually won last night. They're 1-1 so far in the year. They won 4-0 over Buffalo, right? Nice shutout by Shesterkin. Who knows? Do you think the Rangers will make the playoffs this year? Who knows? I don't know. So there's not much to get excited about if you're a fan of the teams I root for. And it's very difficult when, the Yankees, and especially the Yankees and now the Giants, are much better than the Mets and the Jets. And I understand the Yankees ended in flames, and the Yankee fans are all upset because now it's a long time. It's been so long since the Yankees won a World Series, going on 16 years now. How could it be possible? Everybody's crying about Aaron Judge. Will Aaron Judge, go on and be one of these all-time great Yankees who's never going to win a world championship, And that's the thing about Judge, I think Babe Ruth only won 4 with the Yankees. I think he won 4. Lou Gehrig, I'm not sure. I want to say 8 for Lou Gehrig. I think Joe D won 9. Mickey won 7. Yogi won 10. Jeter won 5. And Judge is on 0. Okay? Now, he did go to the World Series last year. Of course, they didn't win. So as great a player as Judge is, it's very, very possible that he will never win a world championship. And we all feel bad for the great Don Mattingly, who, by the way, should be in the Hall of Fame, of course, who did not win a world championship, Donnie Baseball and all of that. Understand it, okay? And I like Mattingly myself. He certainly should be in the Hall of Fame. It's a disgrace that he's not in. Keith Hernandez and Don Mattingly should go into the Hall of Fame together. I've been saying that for a long, long time. I really have. But the chances are very good that even though Judge has moved into, all-time great Yankee status, he's 4th all-time in home runs as a Yankee. Only Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, and Lou Gehrig have more. He went past Joe D this year. I think he's got 368 career home runs now as a Yankee. And he may hit 500. What is he, 34? 34 years old now? He ain't getting younger, Aaron Judge. So I kind of feel bad for him because he's an all-time great Yankee who is probably never going to win a world championship. And if you're a Yankee fan, how is Aaron Boone still the manager? He's been there 9 years, right? I know they've been to the playoffs just about every year. Really? Isn't it time for a change? Isn't it time for Boone and Cashman maybe to hit the road? And I know I echo the sentiments of a lot of Yankee fans by saying it, but isn't it time? Really? I don't know. I don't really care. I got to worry about my team. I'm worried about my baseball team, all I'm worried about right now is signing Pete Alonso and signing Edwin Diaz. Everything else doesn't really matter to me as far as baseball is concerned. And it sucks having to see the Dodgers win it again. They wrapped up the series last. You see how that game ended last night? With the Dodgers in the 11th inning, bottom of the 11th inning, Dodgers got the bases loaded, 2 out, and that guy Pages is out. It's really, it's spelled Pages, but it's Pages, or however he says it, right? Okay? So bases loaded, 2 out. He hits a little roller back to the pitcher, okay? I forget who the pitcher was for the Phillies. He kind of boots the ground ball a little bit. Still had plenty of time to throw the guy out at first, but he throws the ball home and throws the ball away. Dodgers win the series. 2-1, the final score last night in 11 innings in L.A. As the Dodgers go on to the NLCS now for the second year in a row. Of course, they're the defending champions, and they will play the winner of tomorrow's Game 5 in Milwaukee between the Brewers and the Cubs. And we're still waiting to see who the Blue Jays will play. Game 5 today between the Tigers and the Mariners. Like I said, I want to see the Tigers win because the Tigers are an old school, they go back to, they're an old school team, I grew up, the Tigers had a really good team. They had Al Kaline, Rocky Colavito, Frank Larry, if you remember the Tigers back in the early 60s. Really good team that they had. Norm Cash at first base. So, Jim Bunning as well. I go back that far, as we all know. So I kind of like the Tigers because they've been around for 100 years. So let the Tigers win. I'm kind of rooting for them. So we'll see. They haven't won a World Series since 1984. Let's see the Tigers get to the final, to the ALCS and play the Blue Jays. And that would be cool because either team, Blue Jays haven't won since 1993 when they won those back-to-back World Championships. Vladdy Guerrero, who killed the Yankees. Yeah, it'd be all good. Why not? I know I'm bouncing all around today. Let's get our sponsors in, and I'll throw my NFL picks for nobody cares because I'm having a crummy year. But so the Hackensack Brewing Company. Everybody asked me, when is the next live podcast? I don't know if there will be one. I don't know. Nobody knows. My daughter doesn't know. Mike Jones doesn't know. Nobody knows. Yep. So
not even the Shadow.
The Shadow doesn't even know. Nobody knows. Not even Big Don knows. Nobody knows. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe we'll do one before the government's reopened. Probably not. But anyway, just trying to be funny. But I don't know when the next live podcast will be, so stay tuned. Now, if you need work done on your car, you know where you got to go. You got to go to Anita Discount Tire in beautiful Rivervale, New Jersey. See my son Johnny. He's happy. His Saints beat the Giants last week. They play the Patriots this week, the Saints. I'd love to see the Saints stick it to New England, who, of course, they are also now light years ahead of the Jets. Of course they are. They got a head coach, and they got a young quarterback, of course. Anyway, my son Johnny, his great boss Harry, they'll take care of you over at Anita Discount Tire. Whatever you need automotively, you need tires, your car inspected, whatever work done you need on your car. Anita Discount Tire in a beautiful Rivervale, New Jersey on Westwood Avenue. Now, if you're looking for a great vacation place, you got to go to the Carolina Resort Vacation. Plan your next getaway in beautiful North Myrtle Beach. Looking for a perfect vacation spot? Check out Carolina Resort Vacations, OBLV Unit 2, beautiful North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. They have it all. They got 5 spacious bedrooms, each with a private en suite bathroom. That's pretty good. Every room has a bathroom. That's pretty good. Unbelievable. A fully stocked kitchen ready for family meals or group cooking nights. Arcade-style gaming table, 150-plus classic games. Smart TVs in every room. We got a smart TV, 3 of them. Entertainment for everyone. Steps from the beach and minutes from Barefoot Landing, mini golf, Ripley's Aquarium, and the Myrtle Beach Boardwalk. And, of course, all the great golf down there. The unit is freshly renovated, spotless and spacious, perfect for family trips, group getaways, or a relaxing retreat by the ocean. Whether you're soaking up the sun, exploring local attractions, or just enjoying time together, OBLV Unit 2 at Carolina Resort Vacation makes every trip unforgettable. North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, comfort style location all in one. Call 843-249-6509. Visit CarolinaResortsRealty.com to learn more and start planning your trip today. 843-249-6509, Carolina Resort Vacation. Now, our friends at Manscape are back. Thank God for that. Yeah. We got it all. Manscape now is doing it all. They are grooming you from top to bottom. The handyman and the chairman evergreen. It's time to talk about stepping up your grooming game. All right? It's not just down below, guys. You got to look good up front, too. And I'm not the best looking guy, You know what I mean? Like, nobody's mistaken me for, Brad Pitt. Maybe more like Armpit. But it's time to talk about stepping up your grooming game. The face, my wife, she did get her eyes done, and she's still okay with me. I don't know. Something's wrong. The face shaving products from Manscaped are the ultimate grooming tools designed to deliver precision and comfort in sleek and easy-to-use devices. Whether you're looking for a trim, a shape, a detailed touch-up, Manscaped face shaving products are built to handle shaving your face with ease, crafted for efficiency, the perfect addition to your grooming arsenal. And you can use my code PAIN, that's PAIN. Yeah, some people spell PAIN, Jets. but we spell pain, P-A-I-N, for 15% off your entire order at Manscaped. Now, the Handyman is a sleek, powerful, compact face shaver that helps guys ditch the mess. Cordless, designed for convenience, it easily fits in a bathroom drawer or slips into an overnight gym bag for easy grooming on the go. So now you got the Handyman for your face. You got the lawnmower for the family jewels. You got to be kidding me. It's unbelievable. What's next? What are they going to come with next? Like something to groom your hair on your chest if you got a lot of that? maybe you want to, you don't want to shave your legs, so you're not doing that. But they got it all. You groom your face, you groom down below. What's better, the Handyman, the Lawnmower 5.0? They got it all. They got underwear at Manscaped. They got body wash. Well, really shampoo, but you use it as a body wash. I do anyway. Makes me smell good. My wife actually likes to smell me. It's unbelievable. I like to smell her too. And she smells a lot better than I do. But nevertheless, Manscaped makes you smell good. They got it all. Manscaped does it all. They really do. And we all know about how the lawnmower gives you that illusion of extra inches. And now the Handyman gives you the illusion of being a good-looking guy. How about that? Right? And a lot of illusion here. And God knows I got a lot of freaking illusion. There's no doubt about it. But check it all out. Don't forget, join the over 12 million men who trust Manscaped. Upgrade to the Handyman Rocket Man. You can use my code PAIN for 15% off your entire order at manscaped.com. That's 15% off. Free shipping with the code PAIN. Manscaped.com. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. Upgrade your grooming game with Manscaped today. Check it out. God bless Manscaped. Thank God they're back. We appreciate it. I know they're sending me some new grooming stuff. I haven't gotten the Handyman yet. I'll be getting it very shortly. I'll let you know when I start using it how good it is. And if it's as good as the lawnmower, God knows that's pretty great. Check out Manscaped for all the great products that they have. Now, for those who care, here is my picks. Last week I went 1-2. The only game I won was the Saints beating the Giants. So I was right about that. I lost with the Browns, who were getting 3.5. They lost by 4 to Minnesota in London. And the Chiefs losing outright to the Jaguars. How did the Chiefs lose that game? They were up 14-0. I passed out. They're up the Giants. The Chiefs were up 14-0 Monday night against the Jaguars and wound up losing. Unbelievable. But here's Benigno picks for week 6 now in the NFL. So, call me because every week I'm gonna do a local team. So I couldn't do the Giant game because they played last night. I'm taking the Jets plus 7.5 in Denver. Call me whacked out. Call me nuts. Why would you do that? Here's why. The game number 1 is in London. So the Jets are away from all the hysteria at Florham Park, all the negativity that swirls around them at Florham Park. Number 1. Number 2, the Broncos are coming off a huge win over the defending champion Eagles last week in Philadelphia. Number 3, because of that, the Broncos have a big letdown this week. Maybe they do. We'll see. So the Jets they've hit so low rock bottom after that disgraceful performance last week at home against Dallas. There's only really one way they can go. So I think they're actually going to play a decent game here. I think only because, they are professional athletes on the Jets. I know sometimes it doesn't look that way. And I think there's pride there for this team to actually show up and play a competitive football game for a change. So I'm taking the Jets plus 7.5. Do I think they'll win? No. Here's my prediction. Denver wins on a field goal on the last play of the game. There you go. And I got another prediction for you. The Jets will go their 6th consecutive game without taking the football away as they continue to set new records in futility. But I'm taking them with 7.5 like against the Broncos in London. And thank God the game starts 9:30 in the morning. Now, we're supposed to get a nor'easter here on Sunday. Can't wait. Nothing better than getting a nor'easter. That's right up there. That's right up there. That's right up there with getting a new hemorrhoid. That's right up there with being constipated. That's right up there with getting a tooth pulled without the Novocaine. So, all that fun stuff. And a Jet game, 9:30 in the morning in London. Tally-ho. Give me the Jets plus 7.5. I like the Chiefs laying 2.5 at home against Detroit That's the Sunday night game. Great game. Detroit right now, everybody thinks maybe Detroit the best team in the league. They're 4-1. The Chiefs are 2-3 coming off that tough loss to the Jaguars. I like them here. The Chiefs are still gonna be heard from when all was said and done. They're only one game behind in the division behind Denver and San Diego or LA, whatever the charges are these days. Give me the Chiefs. Laying 2.5 at home against the Lions. And then I like the Bengals. Usually I like to lay the big wood. This time I'm taking the big wood. I'm taking the Bengals plus 14.5 in Green Bay against the Packers. Joe Flacco is not a quarterback for the Bengals. Maybe he gives them a little bit of a spark here. The Bengals, even though they've lost 3 in a row, they're 2-3, so they're not really dead yet. Maybe Flacco gives them something. The Packers are coming off their bye last week, and remember they had that 40-40 tie the week before against the Cowboys. So I really don't know what Green Bay is. I understand Jordan Love and all that, Micah Parsons, I get it. The game's in Green Bay. I'm taking the big number. Give me the Bengals plus 14.5 in Green Bay against the Packers. So the Benigno picks for week number 6. Give me the Jets plus 7.5 in London against the Broncos. Call me crazy. Give me the Chiefs laying 2.5 Sunday night at home against Detroit. And give me the Bengals getting the big number, 14.5 in Green Bay against the Packers. The Joe Benigno Pro Football Picks for week number 6. Everybody have a great week. Now, if you're a depressed Jet and Met fan, I have a suggestion for you. Read a book. I told this to Joey T. I got some great books you can read. I'm in the middle of reading. I have a book on General Ulysses S. Grant, our 18th president, all of that. For those that don't know, he's the guy on the $50 bill, just to, let you know, with the amount of American history they teach in the schools anymore. I have an 800-page book on General Grant, okay? And I'm halfway through it, and I still got 400 pages to read. And I'm gonna do that once the golf season is completely over. But I got a couple other great books. Check out Bill O'Reilly's Killing series. Great. The Killing of JFK, The Killing of General Patton, The Killing of Jesus Christ, The Killing of Crazy Horse, all of that about the history of the American Indians in the United States. Can we use the word Indians? I just did. Screw them. And let's be honest,
What else do you call them?
the Cleveland Guardians should be the Cleveland Indians. I mean, as we all know. There's no doubt about that. But anyway, be that as it may. I don't want to go crazy on all that. But I'm giving you just a little tip, to kind of, take the pain and take your mind off the Jets and the Mets and all the disaster that our teams are. So there you go. I'm giving you a little tip. Do some reading, educate yourself, Stop worrying, stop worrying about, being on Twitter and fighting the Yankee fans, fighting the Giant fans. Oh, yeah, give yourself a break. Everybody, have a great weekend. Try to enjoy it. Try to enjoy the football over the weekend. The Jet game will be over early, so the pain will be out of the way quickly. And that's it. Check out my riveting 2-hour show tomorrow on The Fan, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Oh, my God, what a disgrace that is. But that's another story. That'll be ending soon. Don't worry. And check me out Monday. I'll be on with who cares? I'll be on with Evan and Tiki Monday at 4:00. You can check me breaking down the Jet disaster from Sunday. So have a great weekend. God bless America. All the love to everybody. And hey, don't forget Columbus Day on Monday. Columbus Day is back. Yep, not Indigenous Person Day. Columbus Day is back. God bless America. All the love, everybody. Talk to you on Monday.